Welcome to the wild, sleepless streets of Soho in the middle of the night, where everything feels just a little off, a little strange, and completely unpredictable. Martin Scorsese's After Hours is one of the weirdest, most chaotic dark comedies ever made. But behind its surreal energy, frantic pacing, and anxious humor lie some bizarre secrets that even hardcore Scorsese fans might not know. So buckle up. Here are 17 weird facts you didn't know about After Hours. Fact number 1. Martin Scorsese almost didn't direct After Hours at all. Originally, the film was supposed to be directed by Tim Burton. Yes, the Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands Tim Burton. Scorsese stepped in only after his dream project, The Last Temptation of Christ, was cancelled by the studio. Burton, who was still a rising filmmaker, graciously stepped aside, saying he didn't want to take the opportunity away from one of his heroes. Fact number 2. The script was written by a man who had never written a movie before. Joseph Minion was a college student at Columbia when he penned After Hours as a class assignment. He turned it in to his professor, who was so impressed that he helped him shop it around Hollywood. The story goes that Minion wrote the script in a single, caffeine-fueled weekend while listening to Frank Zappa records on repeat. Fact number 3. The film's original title was A Night in Soho. Scorsese changed it because he thought After Hours sounded more mysterious and timeless, something that would capture the eerie, floating feeling of wandering the city at night. Ironically, decades later, Soho would become a key word in pop culture again, with Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, a film that owes a lot to After Hours in mood and tone. Fact number 4. Scorsese used techniques borrowed from horror movies to shoot what is technically a comedy. He described the film as a psychological horror of urban anxiety, using wide-angle lenses, abrupt zooms, and intense close-ups to make the audience feel trapped inside Paul Hackett's nightmare. The result is a movie that feels like both a dream and a panic attack. Fact number 5. Griffin Dunne, who plays Paul Hackett, was also one of the film's producers. He spent years trying to get the movie made and actually pitched it as Kafka meets Taxi Driver. That pitch convinced Scorsese instantly. Dunne later said that the hardest part of producing was raising money for a story where nothing happens, but everything happens. Fact number 6. The film was shot entirely at night, over 40 nights in a row. Scorsese wanted to capture the real feeling of exhaustion that comes with staying up too late, losing your sense of time and reality. By the final week, the cast and crew were so sleep-deprived that several people fell asleep between takes. Fact number 7. Rosanna Arquette, who plays Mercy, improvised several of her lines, including the infamous story about her ex-boyfriend's burn scars. Scorsese encouraged the cast to improvise moments of nervous laughter or hesitation to make conversations feel as uncomfortable and awkward as possible. Fact number 8. The papier-mâché sculptures in Kiki's apartment were made by an actual downtown New York artist named Catherine Hardwicke, who would later go on to direct 13 and Twilight. She designed the sculptures to look both seductive and grotesque, reflecting the movie's theme of beauty turning into horror. Fact number 9. The movie features an uncredited cameo by Teri Garr as the waitress Julie. Her apartment walls are covered in the Monkees posters, which was a personal touch from Garr herself. She was once a real-life dancer on the Monkees TV show. Scorsese found that connection hilariously absurd and left the posters in. Fact number 10. The character of Paul Hackett is deliberately dressed to look like a human target. Costume designer Rita Ryak chose a pale shirt and dark pants to make him stand out in every frame. The more chaotic the film gets, the more the lighting isolates him, turning him into a visual bullseye for the madness around him. Fact number 11. The bar, Club Berlin, where the climax takes place, was a real underground club. It was located in Tribeca, known for its avant-garde art scene. Scorsese filled the club with real downtown personalities, artists, punks, performance types, to give it that authentic, unpredictable atmosphere. Many of the extras were told to just act weird. Fact number 12. The beehive haircut sculpture in the final scene wasn't supposed to exist. Scorsese added it after seeing an actual art installation in Soho that looked eerily similar. He said it symbolized Paul being cocooned by the city, consumed and reborn by the chaos of the night. Fact number 13. Griffin Dunne's character almost dies in several early drafts of the script. Originally, the story ended with Paul being crushed inside the sculpture, never escaping Soho. Scorsese decided that was too bleak, even for him. Instead, he crafted the circular ending where Paul returns to his office as the morning sun rises, symbolizing both defeat and absurd survival. Fact number 14. The music you hear throughout the film is composed by Howard Shore, but Scorsese instructed him to write it like a broken music box. The rhythm of the score constantly shifts, never resolving, giving the audience that queasy, uneasy sensation of being lost in time. Fact number 15. There's a blink and you miss it reference to Taxi Driver. In one shot, you can see a graffiti tag that reads Soho Driver. It's Scorsese's inside joke, a nod to his earlier film, which also followed a lonely man wandering through a nighttime New York. Except this time, instead of violence, it's absurdity that consumes the protagonist. Fact number 16. The actor playing the angry mob leader, played by comedian John Hurd, was cast because Scorsese wanted someone who looks like a good guy but sounds like a villain. Hurd's performance added a surreal twist. The mob that hunts Paul doesn't even know why they're chasing him, making it feel like a fever dream of guilt and paranoia. Fact number 17. The entire movie unfolds in real time, roughly the same amount of time it takes to watch it. If you start the film at midnight, it ends around the time the sun comes up, just like Paul's night. This real-time structure creates the illusion that you're trapped with him, doomed to endure the same endless, nightmarish journey. Bonus detail. The ending shot of Paul back at his office desk mirrors the opening shot almost exactly. But if you look closely, his hair is covered in white dust, symbolizing everything that happened being both real and unreal, a ghost of the night clinging to him as the normal world resumes. In many ways, After Hours is Scorsese's weirdest film, not because of violence or moral conflict, but because it strips everything down to raw anxiety. It's about what happens when you step outside your comfort zone, when you get lost in a world that doesn't follow the rules of daylight. Scorsese called it his film of liberation, a movie made in the shadows of frustration, anger, and creative chaos. And out of that sleepless madness came one of the strangest, funniest, and most brilliant pieces of New York cinema ever made. 17 weird facts, one sleepless night, and a story that reminds us all of one thing. Sometimes, the scariest place you can be is wide awake, long after the world has gone to bed.